Hey, welcome back to From the Tech Desk by RC Experts here at Horizon Hobby. I'm your host, Brad Brooker. In today's video, we'll walk through steps how to install the brand new plastic dash in your Draco 2mm. Before we get started, we need a few items. You'll need your brand new dash, of course, some foam adhesive glue, a sharp hobby knife, and also a small flat-bladed screwdriver. Now let's get that dash replaced. First, let's start by taking a hobby knife. You're going to go between the windshield and the actual foam itself. We're just going to break the seal and make sure there's no glue or paint stuck to the windshield itself. So you're not going to go in very far at all. You're just going to go along the windshield and just make sure there's nothing adhered to each other. Go all the way around the windshield. Like I said, you're not going to go deep at all. You're just going along there, just make sure there's nothing attached. Once you have that done, you'll take your knife. This also will use the flat-bladed screwdriver as well. You want to make sure you have a small flat-bladed screwdriver. All we're doing with the flat-bladed screwdriver and the hobby knife here now is just using it to help pry the actual windshield away from the foam itself. And it doesn't take much, so please do not, put a lot of pressure on this. You don't need a lot of pressure to actually pull those two apart. So you're just going to use it to lift up the corner. See, there you have that. Actually come off pretty easy right there. Go on the other side here. Again, you're just lifting the corner up. So you don't need any pressure hardly at all to do that. Once you get the corner started, take your finger, as you see here, and gently pry. Once you have that part off, and you have your other side loose, you're going to pull forward towards the front of the plane and gently keep everything together. Pry it off, just like that. Pull your two center tubes out. Well, there you have your windshields out and removed. To remove the dash, we're going to do the same type of technique. You're going to take your hobby knife. You're going along the bottom of the dash itself here. Just go gently around the edge. You're not going very far. Like I said, you're just going to cut along there. Pretty much you want to make sure there's no adhesion between the actual dash and the actual fuse itself. And also you can remove the actual front gray brace right here in the middle because that's actually on the new dash. So gently cut that off. It's being held on by the glue. And it'll come off pretty easily. Let's get that off and get it removed. Next, you're going to pull your dash out. Best thing to do is kind of wiggle a little bit. Pop right off. There you go. Your dash has been removed. Your next step is actually to fit the new dash, the plastic dash itself. So go and open the bag up. It does actually come with this little white template here. This will help you actually center the dash in place. So go and put this down first. One thing with the new dash, it does have these little spikes. This will actually pierce the foam. It'll keep it in place, but we'll actually put a small bead of glue along the edge as well, just keep it in place also. So let's go get this set up. Once you have it set in place, push down, insert the little spikes into the foam. You can move your template out of the way now. So again, what we'll do is put a small bead of the foam to foam adhesive on the new plastic dash to keep it in place. So we'll get that done. You don't need very much of this. Just put a small thin layer on a couple of the surface edges. Once you have it on the actual dash itself, go and put it back in place. Push down. Well, there you go. The dash is in place now. Now let's go and put the windshield back in place. Our next step is to make sure there's no excess glue debris left on the fuse in the windshield before we put the windshield back in place. So go look everything over. If there is any, you take your hobby knife, cut it off or scrape it off if need be. So far looking pretty good. Looks pretty good on the fuse. Go and look the windshield over. Windshield's pretty good as well. We'll go ahead and put our braces back in place on the windshield. Move this off to the side for 1 second. We'll go and get our glue. Next, we're going to put a nice thin layer of glue on the fuse. So we're going to adhere the windshield to the fuse. We're going to put it along the seam there. Also, make sure you don't put a lot. You just need a thin layer. So go ahead and do that. Again, you want to use the foam to foam adhesive. It works the best. You don't want to use normal CA because it will cloud or also damage the fuse itself. So make sure you use the right adhesive when gluing the windshield back in place. All right. Glue's in place. Now it's time to install the windshield. And also make sure your braces are in place in the front of the dash there. Oops. Gently put the windshield in place. Slides right into place. Go and seal it now to the foam since you have your glue down and everything. Push it in place. Well, there you have it. That's how you install the new dash in the Draco 2mm. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more tips, tricks, and videos from RC Experts Horizon Hobby.